Hello everybody, my name is Chris Johnstone. I'm the president of Connection Incorporated, and in today's presentation, I'm going to be showing you the systems that are the most profitable systems that we have discovered over the last 12 years in helping mortgage companies grow their businesses. And what I'm going to show you how to do today is how to hire an executive concierge in your business so that all of the most profitable activities that you can be doing in your mortgage business are automated and taken care of somebody else that's using a proven script, proven systems, and getting results for you, even though you may not be the one that's doing the work or putting in the effort. And I would like to share with you a quick story as we get started here to tell you why I'm revealing this information and why I'm giving this away publicly on today's webinar. So we run a call center in our company, Connection Incorporated. That call center makes a significant amount of revenue for our business. What we do is we have concierge agents and they call past customers, they call realtor referral partners, and they call new leads that are coming in from mortgage companies. They convert all of those people into pre-vetted appointments in the calendar of the loan officer. So all the loan officer has to do is just show up to the appointment, do the appointment, and get the business. And we're booking many of our clients like a realtor networking appointment a day. I'll show you the results here in the presentation of the results that we're generating from database marketing. It's absolutely incredible. So we were running these systems for one of our clients. It was incredibly successful. He took it to his branch manager, ran another pilot for the branch manager, also successful. Branch manager told the president of the company. The president of the company came to us, and we ended up doing a corporate deal for a national franchise where they brought us in and our call center services in order to build an internal concierge department within their company so that they had over 60,000 past customers. And it was our job to start making the phone calls in order to book appointments for that organization. So when they came to us and they said, listen, we want all these agents, we had to staff internally their company, and they wanted it done very fast. So what I did was I took all of the best things that I had figured out over the last 2.5 years of building our concierge department, I systemized them, and we went through a gauntlet of hiring an entire department for a corporation, training those staff, scripting those staffs, giving them the software that they needed in order to automate all the tasks, and then launched out that system in that business. And today it is very successful. We're seeing phenomenal results. And I have now repeated that process multiple times. Now, why do I tell you that story? Well, it comes down to this. Our concierge department it's $500 a month, right? And that gets you 200 phone calls in order for our concierge to be calling out to your past customers or your database or your leads. But it's 200 contacts a month. And it has to be that price because of economies of scale, and it's just math, right? So I know that one of my concierge agents can handle X number of clients at 200 phone calls. A concierge agent makes anywhere between 100 and 150 phone calls a day so that you can figure out how many clients they can handle. And then by the time I fill up that concierge agent, then I have to hire another one and another one and another one. And we're at the point now where we can't scale fast enough. I cannot hire enough concierge agents to keep up with the demand for the services. So my family and I are traveling. We're living remotely for the winter. So I'm still working my Monday to Friday. Everything is still the same, but we're just living in a different country rather than Canada, because Canada in the last 5 days has gotten like 3.5 feet of snow, and I'm just not down with the snow. Neither is my wife. So the four of us, our two beautiful young children, my wife and I, we live remotely. We're in Costa Rica, and one of the places that we went to while we were here is called Nosara. And Nosara is the yoga / meditation capital of Costa Rica, albeit one of the meccas in the world for that sort of stuff. And myself and my wife used to do a ton of yoga. Now we fit it in wherever we possibly can. But it was a big part of our relationship when we got married and got engaged, got married, and all of those wonderful things. So we went back to a yoga resort that my wife had been to previously And I went into that experience just having come out of that entire hiring experience and gauntlet, and knowing that I never ever really wanted to scale a massive organization. Like, I don't want 100 concierge agents in the business. It's a very real, clear goal that we could go hit in the company, and I don't want to do that. So I went into that experience with the intention of just being like, what is the best pathway for our clients and our customers? What's the best thing for everybody? How do we make this a win-win-win for everybody that's involved? And I came out of that experience and I said, Chris, give it all away. Give everything away. Let your customers hire their own executive concierge so that they can get a better result. Because right now, if you pay for our concierge services, it's $500 a month and you get 200 calls a month. That's still lots to get you results. But if you hire an executive concierge yourself, or you do the work of an executive concierge in your own mortgage business, okay, an executive concierge should make between 100 and 150 calls a day. That's 3,000 or more phone calls a month that person can be doing. Networking with your past customers, generating referrals from your existing business, booking you appointments with qualified realtors that want to meet with you, following up on your past deals to get you 5-star ratings and reviews, following up with the realtors that you haven't kept in touch with but that you've done business with in the past year. There is low-hanging fruit that all of us have in our business, and that executive concierge goes out and gets that money and brings it into you without you having to make cold calls, without you having to go through the process. So I came out of that experience. I was like, yes, that's it. I shouldn't be the one that's bringing on these assets. I'm going to give these assets to all of our clients. They get a better result because they get even more calls. They'll get better results, and everybody wins. And that is why we are here today. So that's what we're going to jump into right now. I'm going to teach you each of the most profitable campaigns that an executive concierge can run in your business. And then we've put together a program where that entire system that I built for that corporation on how to hire the people, how to train the people, staffing, all of that, I'm going to give you an opportunity to invest in that at the end of today's presentation. So you can hire your own concierge using our job postings, our questionnaires, our contracts, our compensation structure, and then every single day, Monday to Friday, my person who runs my call center is getting on a call and training your concierge. We're training them on the scripts, the process, the different marketing systems on the roadmap that I'm going to show you here today. You get the asset in the business, but we manage the people for you. Or we take an existing asset that you have in your business, an existing employee that you have, and we train them on how to do this stuff and get you more profit. So that's why we're here today. That's what we're going to achieve. And I am so excited to share this information with you. Now, this program is called The Executive because here's the big idea behind how this all works, okay? Elon Musk, when Tesla delivers a car to a client, is he the guy delivering the keys? No. When they build a rocket ship that they're going to send into space with the heavy rocket, is he the guy on the assembly line like screwing parts into the rocket? No. He has systems and people that do that work for him. Look at Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos has stepped down as the CEO of Amazon, and arguably it is one of the most valuable companies in the world. Now, when you order something off Amazon, Jeff doesn't roll up in the truck and hop out and hand you your package, obviously, right? Because he has systems and he has people that do that for him. Bring it down to your local marketplace and think about your local dentist, doctor, heart surgeon, anybody that truly has value and a prescription-based service for you or a customer, right? When you go to the doctor's office, the doctor doesn't call you the day before to make sure that you're going to show up to your appointment. He doesn't show up at the front door and greet you and bring you in. He doesn't check you in at the front wicket. He's not the person who comes, gets you from the waiting room, walks you down the hallway and puts you in the room, right? No, the doctor shows up for like 15 minutes, right? Walks in, already has the problem that you're there for because all that information has been collected up front, looks at it, has a conversation with you, has a couple of diagnostic questions that he asks you, then he prescribes the solution, and leaves. The total time invested by the actual doctor is about 15 minutes. And systems and people take care of everything else, because once the diagnosis is done, what happens? You then get handed off to somebody else, and they're going to get you to the pharmacy and get you all the other stuff that you need. Why are we in the mortgage industry almost, it's like celebrated in our industry, like how many hours we're working, and we're almost trained from the very beginning of getting into the industry that it's like you should be the one that's calling your leads and booking appointments. You're the one that should be taking all of the paperwork. You're the one that should be chasing the conditions. You're the one that's got to put out all the fires. You're the person that needs to do the follow-up to the past customers. You're the one that needs to network with all the realtors. You're the one that needs to call your pre-approvals once they're pre-approved and make sure that they're going to do the deal with you. We're like one-man bands. We're not systemized, organized corporate businesses, right? And so we're stuck in this limbo between like being just like small business owners and actually having these like really wildly successful businesses that run without us, right? We need systems and people in our businesses so that our businesses can run without us. And the reason why that's so important is because I want you to be able to make the maximum amount of profit with the minimum amount of effort. Now, I'll share with you one other story as to how this came. I originally got started in the mortgage business because my dad is a mortgage broker. And my dad is an incredibly smart man, and I love him dearly. And the way that I got started in the mortgage business was on the rate sheets and donut circuit. And that means that 3 days a week, I would fill my car with coffee and donuts, and I would drive around all the large real estate offices in town and park myself in the lobby, giving away donuts and rate sheets to try and get realtors to send me business. So obviously I did something to my dad when I was a kid to deserve that type of cruel and unusual punishment. I'm not recommending that's what we do here today, but it made me realize, A, how powerful a good realtor referral relationship can actually be, and B, that you need to bring value to the table, and that C, prospecting is actually the most important part of the business. Bringing new business in the door is our job, okay? Unless you have a deal, there's no work. There is no job if there's not clients that are getting mortgages. And all of the other stuff, chasing the documentation and all that other stuff, that should be handled by lower dollar per hour people that are managing those systems for you so that you can be out rainmaking and bringing in the business, because that is the most important activity. Bringing new business in the door. And if you're stuck in all the minutia of chasing conditions and all of that other work that other people should be doing for you, you're never going to be able to grow. And that leads to the loan officer roller coaster. Listen, we just finished, I shouldn't say finished, but we all know what's happening with rates right now, right? We all understand refis are not the pathway to prosperity in the future, short term. We all know we need to be getting better realtor referral relationships. We need to crank up our referral pipelines right now. But what is going to end up happening is you're going to start calling your database. You're going to go back to the basics. You're going to start networking with your realtors. You're going to start networking with financial planners. You're going to start calling your pre-approved and lookings. You're going to do that activity. You're going to generate a bunch of incoming business. Then the activities that got you that business, you're going to stop doing those activities because the business comes in, and then you've actually got to process the business, take care of the clients, take care of the customers, chase the conditions, do the paperwork, do all of the things that are necessary in order to make those clients happy, right? But because you're not doing the prospect activities, the business stops coming in, and all of a sudden your pipeline starts to dry up, and then you've got to go back and you've got to start doing the activities again that you were doing that brought the business in. And it goes like this. And that's the loan officer roller coaster, right? When you install an executive concierge in your business, that person is doing those activities so that you consistently get the referrals. You consistently get the new referral partners. You consistently get the new business. And when you apply the systems that I'm going to teach you here today, they compound on each other. And you get more and more business from the concierge so that your business continues to grow while other people are making the phone calls and other people are doing the work. So that is the idea behind the executive. We want to get you on working on your business, not just in the business. And this executive concierge is our first step. in getting you there. So let's get to work. Now is the time in the presentation when you shut the door, shut off the notifications on your phone, get your notepad out. This is where we're actually starting to work and mapping out the plan that you need in order to generate consistent flows of new business and grow your income and grow your pipeline. My goal for you today is to walk away with a plan so that you can double your pipeline in 90 days. That's a big task, so let's get to it. This is the Executive Concierge. There are 4 ways to grow your business. That's generating referral partner appointments, okay? Networking with your current and past clients to generate referrals, marketing and advertising, and then converting more of the existing leads that you have into business. And I'm going to walk you through all the different pathways that exist in each of those categories so that you can map out a plan and a blueprint to go out and get more business. So let's start with number 1. These are referral partner appointments. This is filling your calendar with qualified realtor partners. That means they have business to send to you and they have enough business that it's worth going out and setting up that relationship. They're also qualified because you want to work with them. You've actually looked at the list of these partners and said, hey, I don't want to work with that person. I do want to work with these people. And you've created a list of the qualified referral partners in your local marketplace that you want to work with. Now, I'll bring your attention to the stats down here on the left-hand side. You can see I've posted our stats from November, December, and January. This is from 2 of our concierge agents, and all they're doing is calling those lists of qualified realtors for our customers here at Connection Incorporated. So these are our concierge agents making these phone calls to lists of qualified realtor partners that our mortgage clients want to work with. In November, we made 2,871 total phone calls. We spoke with 379 realtors. We booked 79 appointments in that month. And that booking ratio of people that we talked to appointments that we booked was 21%. In December, we made 3,074 phone calls. We connected with 489 realtors and had conversations with them. That resulted in 138 appointments booked for the month. That's 35 realtor appointments a week that we're booking, and that's 28% of the realtors that we spoke to actually booked an appointment with us. Almost 30% of the realtors that we spoke to agreed to have a conversation with the loan officer where they know they're showing up to speak to the loan officer. They know there's going to be an offer in order to refer business, and we were able to handle all of the regular objections like, hey, I already send business to a realtor. All those objections are handled up front, then the appointment is booked. Our scorecard for January, we made 2,840 calls, we had 410 conversations, and we booked 125 qualified realtor appointments. Now, let's do the math over here on the right-hand side. It says the math, 100 calls per day. It is 100% completely attainable that your concierge agent should be making 100 calls a day. If they're not the right person for the team, okay? They should be between 100 to 150 calls a day. If we're looking at the low end and we say they're making 100 calls a day, that's 500 calls a week, right? That's 2,000 calls per month. Very close to the numbers that we're doing here, but that's with one concierge agent working solely just for you. If they get a 15% contact ratio, which is the average of our stats over the last 90 days, right? That's 300 conversations. And if they get a 25% booking ratio, that's 75 realtor networking appointments per month. Now, I know if someone was to come to me and say, hey, Chris, I can get you 75 booked appointments with realtors in a month, I wouldn't take that deal. I don't think anybody wants to meet with 75 realtors in any given month. But what I want to show you is that with one concierge agent, that's attainable. Those are real numbers and you can totally get that from a concierge. But we don't want them calling just the realtor partners from that qualified list. We also want them calling your past customer database. We also want them calling your pre-approved and lookings. We also want them calling the realtors that you currently have transactions with, right? There's a whole bunch of other campaigns I'm going to teach you here. But if you were to just have one person just working a qualified list of real estate agents, 75 appointments per month, completely attainable with just one staff member following our proven system. Now, I want to drill that down to the actual opportunity and the money that exists in your business as a result of that activity. Now, I should ask you up front, are you making phone calls at least once a week to grow your business and set up new networking appointments with realtors in your business. If you're not, you're not growing. If you're not, you're leaving money on the table. It doesn't have to be you that makes the activity. It doesn't have to be you that makes that awkward call. You can pay somebody to make that call for you, and they make far more profit for you than they take in salary, and that is taken off your plate, and it happens every single day like clockwork without you having to do the work. So I did a phenomenal interview with Colleen Wood. It was phenomenal because she was phenomenal. I'm a mediocre podcast host, okay? But our podcast is called Loan Officer Wealth. You can go find it on iTunes. And I had the extreme honor of interviewing Colleen. And she was one deal short of closing $100 million last year. And she shared with me a strategy that she calls the 40 by 4. And the 40 by 4 is basically, she said, listen, if you work for a year and you get 40 realtors sending you business, and each of those realtors only send you 4 deals a year, right? You've got 40 realtors sending you 4 deals a year. That's 160 deals a year. If you're making $2,500 per transaction, right, on average, right, 160 deals referred in a year is $400,000 in net revenue for your company just from realtor referrals. Now, many of you will be looking at that and being like, my realtors send me a whole lot more than 4 deals a year, which is great. That just means your numbers are a little bit higher, right? Some of you will be there saying, hey, look, I make a lot more than $2,500 a deal. Great. Your math works out better, right? You can do your math on what your numbers are. These aren't income claims. These are just like to get you to do the math on the opportunity that exists here. But think about what we just said about a concierge agent being able to book you 75 appointments a month, okay? Let's dial that way back and say, look, we're only going to generate 4 new realtor appointments a month, okay? So if we go out and we make those calls, okay, and you meet with 4 realtors a week, that's 1 appointment every day, Monday through Thursday. You can take Fridays off, right? 4 appointments a week, totally attainable with a concierge agent, right? And you only accept 25% of those realtors as partners. So you say no to 75% of the realtors that you interview as part of that process. That's a total of 46 realtor referral partners in a year. We're going to assume we're going to lose 6 of them, right? Just to market conditions, whatever, right? That leaves you with 40 referral partners. If they're only sending you 4 new relationships a month, at 160 deals at $2,500 per transaction, that's $400,000 in income. Little pro tip for you. A way to think about this is if you have a realtor that says yes to you and they send you 4 deals a year, that relationship is worth about $10,000 a year in net income in your business. So is it worth it to have Zoom calls with realtors that are pre-vetted, that you get to qualify rather than them qualifying you, and doing that just 4 days a week to get to 40? Absolutely it is. Every $400,000 helps, right? So that's the process. You get a qualified list of agents, you put them through a sequence, which is a phone call, text message, email, ringless voicemail. Your concierge handles the whole thing for you. All you do is you sit back, you get pre-vetted appointments that show up in your calendar, and you do a phone call a day, 4 days a week. And that's how you grow that part of the business. So now we're moving into, we've done referral partners. Now we're going to talk about current and past client referrals. You can see here over on the right-hand side, the results from one of the campaigns that we have called the Database Activator. That is a concierge agent making a phone call, then sending a text, then sending an email, and then sending a ringless voicemail to your past customer database. That happens 4 times a year, right? And then in the other 2 months in the quarter that they're not getting a phone call, there is another direct outreach with relationship building as the core of it, but also an ask for referrals. Because your database, certain people are meeting certain people at certain times. And when you ask for the business and you ask for it consistently, more of your database will refer you business, but you will also reach people at the time when they have a referral for you, and you will get that referral as a result of just asking for it. So we ran that process for Dan, and he sent the Database Activator campaign out to 49 of his past clients. He received 17 responses and funded 7 deals in less than 60 days, which is an absolutely phenomenal result. Now, again, I want this to be completely realistic numbers for you to kind of work your own math with, but we say anywhere between 4% to 5% of your database should be coming in as new business every quarter. So to break the math down on that, if you've got 100 past clients, you should be getting 4 to 5 deals every quarter as a result of reaching out to those past clients. Let's face it, in the mortgage business, most of us are getting the majority of our business from referrals from people that we've done business with in the past. When you amp that up and you actually start relationship building and asking for the business, it just takes it to a whole other level. So if we've got 100 past clients, and let's say we hit 5%, that's 5 deals a quarter, that's 20 deals a year into your business with no advertising spend and better relationships with your existing customers. And that compounds because the more deals you close, the larger your database, the more results that you're going to get from it. So the first system that we have to generate more business from your current and past clients is the Database Activator, literally like calling your past customer database, right? Super simple stuff. Everybody can do this, but most of us are too busy in our mortgage businesses to actually do the work. That's why we need an executive concierge to do the work for us so that we consistently generate the results, even though we're not the ones that are doing the actual work, right? Now, the next is the local celebrity. Now, these are ads that you run on Facebook, Instagram, Google, and YouTube. Budgets are very small. You spend maybe $5 a day per network. So $5 a day on Facebook and Instagram, $5 a day on Google and YouTube. And what you do is you take your past customer list, you upload it into those advertising platforms, and you show ads to just your past customers. There's very specific ad types that you show them, and that is designed to get you online social media referrals. It's designed and it teaches your customers, you're asking them and building relationships with the phone calls and the text messages and the emails that we give you, right? But then it's reinforced on social media where they see testimonials from happy past customers and then a direct ask. And that direct ask gets them thinking, hey, every time I'm in a private Facebook group and I see somebody asking for a realtor referral, I'm going to screenshot my mortgage lender's information and I'm going to share it inside that private Facebook group. And over time, you turn Facebook and Instagram into a steady stream of referrals from your past clients because some of them will go out there and start to refer you business from private groups on Facebook. So that's the local celebrity. Then we have a campaign called Pre-Approved and Referring. How many of you have pre-approvals out there right now that are struggling to buy real estate? The market is crazy right now. We heard about a family friend of ours, okay, over the weekend in little old Elora, Ontario, which is like, you probably can't even find it on a map. It's a tiny little town in Ontario, right? And they bid $100,000 over ask with a bully offer and had to increase their bid by another $50,000 in order to win it. And that just happened this last weekend. And this is happening all across North America. Like, this is not area or location specific. It's incredibly difficult for your buyers to win a contract, right? There's cash buyers. There's all kinds of these other things that go against. So they're in the market for longer, right? And the longer they're in the market, if you're not reaching out weekly to the people that you have pre-approved, statistically speaking, the more opportunity there is for another realtor to refer them to another lender or for them to get sniped by an online rate site or whatever, right? So we don't want you to lose that client. There's profitability in just keeping in touch with those people and making sure that they continue to do business with you. But what a lot of people don't realize is that when people are pre-approved and they are in the market, they are hanging out with and they are talking to all of their friends and all of their relatives and all of their coworkers and everybody that they know about real estate because that's what's going on with them. Who are they networking with? The other people that are buying houses right now and getting into the marketplace. They are arguably one of your strongest referral partners because they're in the market of speaking to other people about real estate right now. So we have an incredible script and process for your concierge agent to use. So once a week, they call all of your pre-approvals. They check in to make sure that you get as much of that business as possible, but then they also use the referral script to get them to refer you business while they are out there pre-approved and referring to you. Again, it's a simple process that anybody can do, but most of us are too busy to actually do it. We need a system and a person in order to make sure that it happens once a week so that you get the maximum amount of referrals from your pre-approved and referring. The final is the Wealthy Advisor Financial Planner Funnel. I love this strategy. And what happens here, very simply, is every deal that you do, you reach back out to the client and you say, hey, come tax time, your financial planner and your insurance advisor are going to have to chase down the paperwork on your deal. Are you currently working with a financial advisor or an insurance professional? And can we forward your information over to them in order to make sure that they're better prepared for tax time so that you don't have to worry about it? It's a phenomenal value add for your client. It's the type of service that makes you referable so that they will tell their friends and their family members about you and refer you when the time comes for that to happen. But what else happens is you open up the door to be able to call all of the financial advisors and all of the insurance agents that are connected to your customers. It's very easy to open up a relationship when your executive concierge calls them and says, hey, I work for Chris's mortgage company, and Chris knows at tax time, you're going to be chasing all of these clients for this paperwork, and we packaged it together for you so you don't have to do that. By the way, we've got lots of different ways that we'd like to grow your business. We've heard some incredible things about you. Would you have just 15 minutes to meet with the owner of my company and talk about how you guys might be able to do business together? And wham, you get appointments showing up in your calendar with financial planners and insurance advisors that are willing to refer you business as a result of the deals that you're already closing. It's a phenomenal process, again, that needs to be run by somebody else, but that you get the results of. So if we take a look at these opportunities, if you're going out to your database and you're closing 5% per quarter, let's say you've got 200 past clients, right? That's 10 deals a quarter, 40 deals a year. If you're making $2,500 per transaction, that's $100,000 a year in net revenue for your company. Our pre-approved and referring goal is to get one referral per 10 deals that you do. Again, completely attainable for somebody that's doing the work and actually running these activities. Again, zero ad spend on that, right? Well, if you're doing 10 deals a month, that's an extra deal a month from the business that you already have with just a simple system and person plugged into your business. That's an additional 12 deals a year at $2,500 per transaction. That's $30,000 that you get to bolt on to the bottom line that you don't have to spend advertising on, that takes very little to bring in. And those are good customers, good applications, easy to do business. Then with financial advisors and insurance advisors, our goal is 2 partners per 10 deals that you do. So for every 10 deals that you close in your business, we want 2 new partners referring you business. If you're doing 10 deals a month, that means you get 2 new referral partners per month. If each of them, send you 6 deals a year, that means that you're stacking up 12 deals per year every month. Keep in mind, that's going to compound, right? Because you're going to get 2 new referral partners this month, 2 new referral partners next month, which is 4 total, then 6, then 8, then 10, then 12, right? And all of a sudden, you've got this whole division of your company that's generating deals from financial planners and insurance advisors done off of the business that you're already doing with a very simple script. It's just one little person in your company running one little system, just consistently making it happen on every single deal that you do. An additional 12 deals a year is an additional $30,000 in income that's just sitting there in the business right now, just not leveraged, right? This is opportunity that we can go get right now that doesn't take any advertising spend, doesn't take a huge outlay of capital. It's just literally a script and somebody that's putting somebody through a proper CRM process and a phone call. It's simple stuff. You can bolt that money in to your business. If we compound all of those just 1 month, that's $160,000 in additional revenue for your company just off the business that you already have in your database. So now let's get into campaign number 3. Okay, this is marketing and advertising and generating the most referrals possible every month in your business. So the first system that I'd like to share with you here is what we call the Milestone status update. And so what we've done is we've productized the weekly update that you send to your realtor. So for every realtor that has sent you a deal, what's their number 1 pain point? They want a status update to know what's going on with their deal. What's the number one pain point for you when working with your realtors and you've got a live deal with them? They're constantly badgering you and text messaging you, asking you for status updates on the deal. So what your Executive Concierge does is they install in your business the Milestone Status Update product. And that Milestone Status Update is a weekly call that goes out to the realtors. And you tell your realtors up front, look, when you deal with me, you get my product called the Milestone Status Update. And regardless of what's happening in the world, every week, once a week, you're going to get a call from my office and we're going to update you on the status of your file. So you never have to chase us and you always know what's going on with your deal. And that is worth coming back over and over again because realtors love the additional service. So we give the Milestone Status Update to your existing referral partners. They will send you more business over time and they will stick with you longer and makes the net revenue or the lifetime customer value of that relationship much greater because they stick with you longer and they send you more business over that time period. Now, what we also do is we do the referring Milestone Status Update program. And that is calling the realtors on the other side of the transaction. Now, we don't give them any details. What we do is we call them up and say, hey, we're working on a file together with XYZ. We want you to know that we're doing everything possible to make sure that that deal closes on our side. And this is part of our Milestone Status Update product. Every single realtor that works with us gets a Milestone Status Update once a week, regardless of what's happening with the deal, so that they don't have to chase their lender and you always know what's going on and you can always provide phenomenal service for your clients. Do you happen to know anybody right now that's looking to get pre-approved so that we can show you the level of service that we produce over here? And it's a great way to go get referrals from realtors that are on the other side of the transaction. And again, your concierge is managing the whole thing. You don't have to make cold calls. You don't have to chase agents. You never have to feel like you're begging for the business because it's somebody else that's doing the work for you. Now, the third is what we call the Irresistible Offer. I'm not going to do this total justice here on the presentation, but I want you to get the framework of how this works. So while your Executive Concierge is calling out to your qualified list of realtors, those are people that haven't done business with you yet, we have an offer called the Irresistible Offer, which says, hey, if you have any leads that you're working or you're buying from Zillow, Boomtown, your own Facebook, your own Google, our concierge team will convert those leads for you into mortgage pre-approvals and then refer them back to you when those people are ready. Does that sound fair? We also have a campaign where it's, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Realtor, have you been effectively communicating with your past customers? If not, we can help you install a system in your business to get more business from your database. Would you like our help with that? We call those the Irresistible Offer because every realtor knows that they could be doing a better job following up on their leads. They all know they could be getting more referrals from their past clients if they were actually making the phone calls and actually doing the work, but they're not. So you come in as the person who can help them solve that problem, and that's how you open up the relationship. Now, obviously, we want the relationship to be built on your service as a mortgage lender and the incredible job that you do there. This is just a tool that we use to open up the door to get you more conversations so that you can win more relationships, so that you can grow a larger referral pipeline over time. But that's how the Irresistible Offer works. And we find that it's very attractive for top producers because they're the ones that are buying leads. They're the ones that are investing in trying to grow and get to that next level. So the Irresistible Offer is very compelling and very powerful for them. And it's also a slam dunk for the existing partners that you have, going back and saying, I appreciate you so much. I value your business and I value our partnership. And as a result of that, I'm starting to invest in having a concierge and that person making phone calls. And I'd like to extend some of that to you and pre-approve some of those leads or past customers that you have that we can work together with, okay? Now, the final strategy that we have here, we call Social Alchemy. And this is a system for getting 5-star reviews on your Google profile. We're not talking about going out to any third-party services out here. This is going and getting reviews on your Google business page because that is where they will get you results. Hands down, the highest quality consumer direct leads that we can generate in the mortgage industry right now are people in your local marketplace that are going online, typing mortgage lender into Google and seeing you on the map in the front page, okay, with good 5-star ratings and reviews. And I'll give you a pro tip here. You can get reviews from your realtor partners. You can get reviews from financial planners. You can get reviews from investment advisors. Professional referrals actually hold more weight than consumer referrals. If you think about it, if somebody goes onto Google, types in mortgage lender, and they read a review from a realtor that's willing to stake their professional reputation on your mortgage page, that holds more weight than just a consumer who doesn't necessarily know all the lenders in the marketplace, right? So your concierge can go out and get 5-star reviews from all your professional contacts on your Google business profile, as well as every time a deal closes, there's an automatic process that triggers a phone call from your concierge, that follows up with text, that follows up with email, so that you get the maximum amount of 5-star ratings and reviews on your Google profile. So when somebody in your local marketplace Googles mortgage lender, you're the one that shows up and you're the one that gets those phone calls. You can see on the screen here a testimonial from my good friend Mike. He's a client of ours, but has also grown to become a personal friend of mine. In 6 months, we've closed 34 new deals. We close 1 out of every 4 to 5 phone calls. These leads are as good as our realtor referrals. Those leads are coming directly from the front page of Google, from people that Google Mortgage Lender, find Mike's business on the front page of Google, and call him as a result of that. It hands down beats any type of paid lead generation or buying leads that you can generate. Again, closing 25% of the phone calls that he gets into funded deals. Compare that to Facebook leads or Zillow leads or any of these other lead sources where your conversion rates are 1% or 2%. It's just so much easier. It's the low-hanging fruit to go get. And again, your concierge is the person that helps you get those 5-star reviews. And then when the phone rings, your concierge can be the person that picks up the phone and actually takes the application, so that you just have to do the application appointment on the phone when you're with them. So if we break down this opportunity of just going out and doing a better job of the existing assets that we have, selling with service to our existing realtors, and then going realtors on the other side. So if we get one more referral from each realtor that you're doing business with, and let's say we've hit the goal of 40 referral partners, and by reaching out to them once a week when they have sent us a deal and giving them that status update, if we can generate just one more referral a month from those people, that's 3.3 deals per month from those 40 realtors. That's an additional 40 deals a year, just by making a weekly phone call status update to the realtors when they're sending you business. That's an additional, if you're making $2,500 a deal, 40 deals is worth $100,000 in net revenue for your company. Then if we go on the exponential referral partners, the goal is to get 2 new referral partners per 10 deals that you do. If you're doing 10 deals a month, that's an additional 20 partners a year. If you get 20 partners and they each send you 4 deals a year, that's an additional 60 deals a year. At $2,500 per transaction, that's $150,000 in net revenue growth just from calling the people that you're already doing business with right now. And again, do your own math. These are not income claims. These are just to show you how to do the math in your business. You punch in your own numbers. The irresistible offer, right? Going out, if you're just getting 100 leads a month from new realtor partners out there, and we've had many clients that have gone out and gotten 1 or 2 whales to send them their Zillow leads and gotten 1,200 contacts, 1,500 contacts, 1,600 contacts, all in one big tranche, and then they're working their leads with them every single month. If you just get 100 a month, that's 1,200 free leads a year that you don't have to pay for, right? They're sending you those leads for free. If you convert just 1% of those leads, that's an additional 12 deals a year, an additional $30,000 in net revenue if you're making $2,500 a deal. And then if we take a look at those local ads, if you take 30% of the business that you do and turn it into reviews, and let's say you're making 30 calls a month to go out and ask for those reviews from your past clients, and you get a 10% conversion ratio, let's break that down a little bit further. So what we want, right, is 3 deals a month. And if you get 30% of your customers to leave you a review and you scale this over time and you get to the front page, that is 100% completely attainable number for you to get 2 to 3 phone calls a day from a Google profile that's listed on the front page of Google. It doesn't really matter what marketplace you're in. That is a completely attainable goal to go after. That's an additional 3 deals a month, which doesn't seem like a lot. But keep in mind, you've got one person asking for reviews. Google's doing all the work. The phone rings, you pick it up, you take the application. It's like there's no complicated funnel in the middle. It's literally just one person asking for reviews, and then the phone rings and you bring in the business, right? With high quality leads. If you're doing that with just 3 deals a month, that's 36 deals a year at $2,500 a transaction. That's $90,000 in income. If you stack all of those, and your concierge is doing those activities for you every day in your business, so you don't have to do the work, but you get the result, that's a potential of $370,000 a year in income, in net revenue. Think again about your business, okay? None of the stuff that I'm sharing with you right now is groundbreaking, right? We all know these are the things that we should be doing in our mortgage businesses, but we're not. We're too busy, right? Or if you're on the presentation today and you are doing these things, fantastic, that's amazing, kudos. You're generating the money. You're probably a top producer. We know many people in the mortgage industry last year that hit the 2 comma club, made $1 million in W-2 income. And these are the systems that they're running in their businesses in order to hit those types of goals. So you're either there and you're achieving it, or you know you should be doing it, but it's not being done. And you've got 2 ways to solve that problem. Time, which is you doing all the work yourself, or money, which is investing in a concierge and having them do the work and follow our proven process in order to do it, which we'll talk about in just a second here. Because we'll get to that, but I want to help solve this problem with you and give you my scripts and my proven systems in order to do that. But before we do, I've got one last story for you here today. So on the consulting side of Connection Incorporated, we were approached by a very large national mortgage site that's very successful on the internet. And what they were doing is they were generating consumer direct leads from internet marketing. They were bringing them into a CRM, and then they were round robin assigning those leads to loan officers. And then it was the loan officer's job to call the lead and follow up with the lead. And they had like 3 or 4 emails that were automatically programmed to go out from Salesforce. And that was it. Like that's all, that was the whole follow-up sequence. Like just give them to a loan officer and let the loan officer close the deals. So I came in and I said, listen, there is a very clear distinction when it comes to online leads. And that is your loan officer is valuable. Their time and money should be spent talking to people who are actually submitting mortgage applications and getting the maximum amount of mortgage applications taken and across the finish line as possible. Online leads are not mortgage appointments. In many cases, they are like the complete opposite of what a mortgage appointment should be doing. So if you give those leads to a loan officer, you are sucking up all of their time that should be spent on the money-making activities, and you are shifting it to the low dollar per hour activities that are going to frustrate that loan officer, and eventually the loan officer is going to quit because they don't want to make cold calls to cold leads that aren't going to respond properly. So I said, listen, loan officers over here, you have this big hole and this big gap in your business, which is a concierge agent. There is a whole industry of professional appointment setters that are very good at instant rapport, getting to the root of the problem, getting people qualified, and then booking an appointment with that person. And that's not a loan officer. That is a concierge agent. And you're not texting your leads. So you're like, if you're just emailing people, you are leaving the majority of the money on the table. So let's add text messaging and a concierge person to actually call these people and use our proven sequence to actually get a hold of people and get yeses or nos. Here's what happened, okay? So their lead to appointment ratio went from 12% to 20%. So we bumped that almost by double. So from 12% to 20%, it went up on leads to appointments, right? Which is huge because then those appointments were better qualified for the loan officer who was actually taking the loan application, okay? Of the users who have clicked on the 1A email, which is asking people to book the appointment in Q2, and the 1A email is like the whole sequence that has the concierge call, the text message, all of that. So the additional response, so that just in the window of the 12% to 20%, out of all of those appointments, they closed an additional 165 loans that would not have happened had that follow-up sequence and appointment booking structure been in place, which was an additional $580,000 in closed revenue in 90 days, just as a result of a concierge agent and a proper CRM system that sent text messages and emails. So think about your business, the inbound phone calls that you're getting. If somebody picked up every single phone call in your business and you're getting 60 calls a month, would you do an additional 1 deal a month just by making sure that people don't go to voicemail and that you don't miss new leads that are coming in real time? If you're running a business where you're closing any more than 4 or 5 transactions a month, absolutely. I'm very confident that those would be your numbers. An additional 1 deal a month, 12 deals a year, $30,000 in net revenue if you're making $2,500 a transaction. Take a look at the leads that you're buying. If you just go from booking 5% of those people to an appointment to booking 10% of those people to an appointment, that's a 100% increase, which we've seen multiple times in going in and helping our clients that are buying leads from all these third-party sources just put the proper system in place. If you're buying 100 leads a month, you go from 2 deals a month to 4 deals a month, that's an additional 24 deals a year on leads that you're already buying, leads you're already paying for. If that's $2,500 a deal, that's $60,000 in income. Social media marketing. If you've got somebody out there engaging every month, you should be getting about a deal a month from just referrals from people that you know on social media just by you keeping up. Again, on our podcast, the Loan Officer Wealth Podcast, we have interviewed people that are using TikTok and Instagram and Facebook to do the majority of their inbound lead generation and crushing it by just posting good, high quality social media content every day. And then if we take a look at the final one, a specialty funnel, like if you're doing reverse mortgages or you're doing any type of other mortgages, if you've got 100 leads a month coming in through that funnel and you only convert 1%, that's an additional 12 deals a year, an additional $30,000. We add all that up, that's an additional $150,000 a year in revenue increase. If we stack everything that we've learned in today's presentation together, referral partner appointments, we had a value of $400,000. If you get just 40 realtors sending you 4 deals a year, which we all know is completely attainable with those concierge numbers. Current and past client referrals, if you're generating just 1 new deal for every 10 deals that you do, and you convert 5% of your database every quarter, we ran the numbers in our scenario at $160,000 in extra revenue. And again, $160,000 might not seem like a lot, but every $160,000 helps, right? Then marketing and advertising. The goal there is just daily high quality leads, automatic reviews that are going on your Google business profile, and we just do an additional 2 to 3 deals a month. That's an additional $370,000 there. And then the goal of doubling your conversion on your existing leads, if you have them, and generating free leads from your realtors, we attributed $150,000 in revenue as a result of that. If you stack each of the systems that we talked about here today at the levels at which we talked them about, that's $1,080,000 in net revenue in your mortgage business. Again, by leveraging assets that you already have in your business. Now, I would like to invite you to join the Executive, which is our brand new program where I'm going to help you hire this concierge person, give you all of our resources in order to hire the person, help walk you through the process, and then give you daily training so that we are managing the concierge, running our campaigns, running our CRM programs, managing the whole thing for you and getting you the result. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through our executive roadmap. There are 5 phases. First, we're going to build your system, and that means setting up your software, and you can use your own software or ours comes pre-programmed with everything that you need inside of it. It's called Connect My Leads. It's a phenomenal resource. Then I'm going to show you how to hire, train, set up accountability and reporting for your concierge agent, and then actually help you get your database to a point where we can actually market to your database effectively. Then we're going to go into the growth phase, which is referral partners and going through all of the campaigns that we talked about on the referral partner side of things. So getting you a targeted list of the realtor referral partners in your marketplace. Then setting up the executive recruiter, which is the calls and the campaigns that you're going to run to those realtors in order to book the appointments. That's the same campaign that I showed you at the very beginning of the presentation that was consistently like booking over 100 realtor appointments of realtors that wanted to work with lenders in a month. That's the same campaign that you're going to have running in your business. Then the local Dawn, which is networking with all the realtors, Irresistible Offer, and then the wealth advisor and insurance referrals. We're going to walk through building, completing, and launching each of those funnels. And if you have one that you don't want to do, that's okay. You just wait until the next training and then we launch the next one out. But that's our growth phase. Then we get to our momentum phase, and that's your database marketing. We're going to help you launch the Database Activator, the Pre-Approved and Referring, and the Aged Lead Activator. Then, together, in a group training environment, we are going to move to the scaling phase, and that is operational referrals. So going out and running the systems to the leads and the business that you already have to get you even more business from it. And then we move to the stability phase, and that's where we put the process in place so that you're posting daily on social media with high quality content. Again, somebody else is doing that work for you. Retargeting all of your leads, retargeting all of your past customers, getting 5-star reviews from all of your past customers, but all of the new deals that you process, and getting reviews from your referral partners. Each of those steps is broken down into a training where you and I get together and I help you implement this with your concierge. And keep in mind, we're training that concierge for you to help implement these campaigns. You need to know what they are so that you can tell your concierge, did you get the executive recruiter launched in the business? How many calls did you make? How many people did you connect with? How many appointments did you book, right? You need to know from the roadmap perspective what activities should be done, but you don't have to do the activities. You just have to understand how the system all works. So what we've done in the executive is we've broken it into 3 core components. The first core component is the inner circle, and that is where we are working together in a group coaching mastermind environment to get this program built in your business. So we're legitimately going to give you our job script, show you where to post it, and we're currently running job ads all across North America, and it's our goal to actually hand select somebody who we have determined would be a good fit and refer them over to you so that you have a concierge that you get to get started with. But again, you running the job ads and following the process that we have. We show you where to post them. We give you the actual job script. I'll tell you all the stuff that comes with that. But we're literally going to help you find that person and hire them in your business. Then we run daily training for that person so that we're teaching them the scripts, we're teaching them the software, we're teaching them the processes. Then we have a daily executive marketing meeting. This is incredible. So most of you know me as the digital marketing guy, and Connection Incorporated has an incredible library of amazing mortgage marketing campaigns. You can show up on that marketing meeting and ask for a campaign, and our account manager that's on that call, it's a group call, but you can show up and ask for what you want. They will literally screen share with you and build whatever campaign that you want inside your campaign for you. So whether it's in your Google or it's in your Facebook, you just show up on that call, ask for what you want, and we will build it with you on that call. It's ads management, which people are saying thousands and thousands of dollars a month for, but you can show up and get access to it in that group environment. And that also comes with a daily social media post that we're putting together and then sending to our members every single day. You get a weekly executive call with myself to go over the high-level roadmap of where you should be in your business and get Q&A answered at our level. So those executive concierge training and marketing meetings, those are for your people to attend, right? Or you can attend the marketing meeting, but the concierge training is just for your concierge, just to get them trained. You can attend that one if you want as well. But again, it's designed so that you don't have to be managing that person. You get the asset, but we train them. Then you get the 5 Milestone Executive Roadmap program, which we're going to be walking through live. Class starts on the very first one on Thursday of this week. And then you also get our 8-module business marketing class system so that you can see the most successful digital marketing campaigns that are out there, pick the ones that you want, and then show up on the marketing meeting and have us build them with you. You get full access to our entire Connect My Leads CRM as part of the program. There's no additional fee for it. And then you get our exclusive networking group. So all of the people that are part of the executive, and as we grow this membership out, you're going to get access to all of the members there as well. This is our first time ever talking about this publicly and openly outside of our customer base and a corporate arrangement that we had set up. This is the first opportunity to join the inner circle. So inside the concierge training, you get our job ads, the time saver qualification questions, the perfect interview process, the ultimate motivator compensation plan so that you know how much to pay these people and how to keep them motivated, our hiring contracts, and you get our intellectual property to use our hiring contracts, our daily rocks so that your team knows exactly what they should be doing at what time every day, the Executive Concierge Scorecard so that you know whether or not they're actually hitting their metrics, and we've put together a dashboard where all of the concierge are posting all of their numbers, and then there's an average total that's calculated so that you can tell whether your concierge that you have working for you is above or below the bar and whether or not you've got a good hire. And then if your person is below the bar and you don't want to work with them anymore, we will actually step in and help you fire that person, because that's the biggest mistake that we see people making is they hire too quick and they fire too slow. And we're going to solve those two problems for you. And then on the marketing meeting, like I said, we're going to be doing daily social media content for you to post out so it's relevant as far as that day. And you can show up and ask for any campaign that you want. It can be a CRM campaign that's set up. It can be an advertising campaign that you had set up. Zapier integration questions, any of that stuff. Help getting 5-star online reviews. You show up on that call and our team will help walk you through all of that. This is what it looks like. So up here, we've got the Executive Concierge hiring system, and that is supported by the daily Executive Concierge training. So this walks you through the process of actually hiring the person, and then this supports you every day on making sure that person is successful. Then you have the Executive Roadmap, the 5 stages that we walk through, and we have our weekly inner circle call to make sure that you're implementing each of those strategies in the business with your concierge agent and making sure they're on the right path. And then the business marketing system is our 8-module course that many people have paid over $2,000 to buy that program. You're getting that as a bonus on the executive today. You learn those 8 marketing campaigns, and then you show up on the daily marketing training and just ask for the ones that you want, and we build them with you in your business. And everything funnels into our Connect My Leads CRM. So everything is organized and you have everything inside that CRM. So the benefits, you never miss another cold call or never make another cold call again in your business. This literally gets you off of the phones, focused on the higher dollar activity stuff in your business. Never feel like you have to beg for business again. You get to be seen as the executive of your growing business and enjoy more stature and respect in your local marketplace. You get to choose the clients and referral partners that you want to work with, because you'll never be in that position where you've got to take that deal from that realtor. And, even though it's just going to be a slog to get that deal done, we're going to make sure that you've got enough business coming in the door that eventually you can say, you know what, I'm good. Why don't we refer this over to somebody else? And that's a phenomenal feeling when you get there. Have the choice to build a mega team or simply take home more profit with less work from the existing business that you already have. You get to become one of the best referred and reviewed businesses in your local marketplace and turn Google into what we like to call your 3rd best referral partner behind your past customers and your realtor partners. And then you get to enjoy the benefits that come with your Executive Concierge doing your most profitable work for you, even though you don't have to manage them. You get our proven processes, scripts, templates, CRM campaigns, reporting, and compensation, so you don't have to waste thousands of dollars and spend hours of your time trying to recreate the system. You literally just plug it in and go. We're ready for you. We start this Thursday, and you get to make more profit while you work less. So the investment for this program, in the future, we are going to be charging a one-time setup fee of $2,500 in order to invest in this program. And then the monthly investment in order to get access to the training and the group calls and the incredible community that we have is going to be $1,497. Because this is our first time launching it and we are moving through the process with you, we are dropping the one-time setup fee to $0. We're literally getting rid of the setup fee today. And the monthly is dropping down by $500 a month. So it's just $997 per month to get started today. So in order to get started, go to theexecutiveinnercircle.com/offer. That's theexecutiveinnercircle.com/offer. It's just $997 today to get started. And I have a phenomenal guarantee for you. I'm so confident in your ability to get results with this program that I've got a 60-day double your money guarantee. So when you implement the Database Activator, okay, and the Qualified Realtor campaign, just two of the campaigns that we walked through today, I guarantee that you will close at least 2 deals as a result of launching those campaigns in your business. And if you don't, I'll pay you $1,500 as a result of the guarantee. So when you implement the Database Activator and the Qualified Realtor, and you don't close at least 2 deals, because it's $997 for the program. Let's just say you're making $2,500 a deal, right? If you do 2 deals, that's $5,000 that you've made as a result of the program. Again, everybody's numbers are going to be different. That's not an income claim. It's just to help you work the math out. But take how much do you make per deal, right? I'm guaranteeing that you're going to close at least 2 transactions as you're implementing this campaign. And if you don't, I'll pay you $1,500 for your time for you to have built the systems in your business and walked down the pathway. So you can think about what this would cost to do it on your own, because again, we're at the point now where there's 2 ways to solve this problem. We know if you called your past customer database, if you had weekly referral partners booked into your calendar for you, if you were calling your pre-approved and lookings, you were calling the realtors that you were doing business, we all know that you would generate more business, right? Most of this stuff is not new, right? It's just stuff that we've always known is going to work for us, but we don't do it because we don't have the time to do it. This totally solves that problem. And you can solve it in one of 2 ways, time or money. So you can take your time and try and figure this out all on your own, or do the work yourself, or you can invest a little bit of money today in order to have the proven system that's going to walk you step by step very quickly to having your own concierge and building your own systems in your business. And if we look at the time side of that equation, whether you want to do it yourself, well, you've got to run your job postings, right? That could cost you up to $500 we've seen people spend over $1,000 a month just on job ads between LinkedIn and Indeed and ZipRecruiter and WiseHire and all those different services. And there's, again, most people that we've run through this beta process have generated the people that they want to work for them for $12 to $14 an hour, plus a small bonus structure, right? With free ads. So we show you how to do that. Not to take into account, making the wrong hire can cost you thousands of dollars. Like if it takes you 2 to 3 months to figure out that you've got the wrong hire because you don't know what the metrics should be, you don't know how many calls they should be making every month, you don't know whether they're, and let's face it, when you're hiring a concierge, like these people are trying to figure out how to do the least amount of work as possible and still keep their job, and you're trying to figure out how to get them to do the most work amount possible for the least amount of payment, right? And so we help you find that happy medium where everybody wins, everybody's motivated, and everybody's generating results, and you don't have to guess at that. Months of your valuable time lost with the wrong person. I mean, this is probably the hardest part about hiring and firing people is the lost time that you put into that process. So we're going to, again, help eliminate that for you. You have to spend all of your time writing the scripts, the processes, the training, and none of it's proven. So then you've got to go through your own optimization process. We've already spent years going down that road and doing all of that work for you, and you get to step into a proven system that works for you right away, and you have us by your side helping walk you through the whole process. Then you have to do the daily training and figure out your tracking metrics. We're doing the daily training for you. We're training your concierge every day to make them the asset in your business. And you're getting the daily marketing meetings so that you can crank up your lead generation with whatever campaign that you want. And we've got the proven 5-step roadmap for you to follow along. So the most profitable areas of your mortgage business are consistently hit by that concierge so that you're getting the maximum amount of money for the least amount of effort. And it's just $997 to invest today. There is no long-term contract on this program. You can come in, no setup fee, just $997 today, and you can cancel at any time. And in the first 60 days, you are protected by our 60-day double your money guarantee, which is, again, putting all of the risk on us. And again, all you've got to do is call your past customer database and network with some realtors. And if you don't at least close 2 deals, we will refund you, or I will pay you $1,500 as a result of your time. So I wanted to share this email with you. This is an email that I got on Valentine's Day, so just passed. And so this is from one of our people that we brought through the beta program here. And she says, I made a Spanish bilingual requirement in our Indeed job post. I have several good candidates and I've already started interviewing them. They're bilingual, live in Florida, have experience with telemarketing or appointment scheduling, and are accepting the salary and bonus offer of $12 per hour plus $2 per appointment. We will also do additional bonuses as loans close so that they stay motivated in the long term. That is not a recommendation of mine. They decided to tack that on. We recommend $12 to $14 an hour per $2 per appointment in order to hire that person. But here we are in Florida, okay, bilingual person found in less than 7 days. And fast forward, they've now tendered the offer, and they've got 2 people that they have joining their team in order to do the concierge stuff. And we have already started training. So this can happen fast. And those people are out there. And again, $12 to $14 an hour to do the most profitable activities in your mortgage business for you, and are proven scripts, templates, and processes so that they're actually doing the right work and generating the results for you. So at just $997 to invest today, it's a hands down no-brainer. We tried to make the price so it was like, I mean, if you're just doing 1 deal a month, you're more than doubling your money if you're making $2,500 a deal. And you're getting access to all of the training, all of the resources, the mastermind calls, everything today. I made this as compelling as I possibly could for you today. And if you don't invest, that's my failure today, because I truly believe that this is the most compelling and valuable offer that we've ever put out at Connection Incorporated. So let's hop into the Q&A and get your questions here. Troy says, repeat again your website address. Thank you. It is theexecutiveinnercircle.com/offer. So theexecutiveinnercircle.com/offer to claim the webinar discount. Claudia says, what's the website? I'm getting a 404 error. So you've got to put the /offer at the end there, Claudia. So theexecutiveinnercircle.com/offer. Great question here from Troy. Troy says, and welcome to the program. Sorry, I'm remiss there. So Claudia and Troy, welcome. We're thrilled to have you as part of the program, and welcome. I cannot wait to start with you on the executive. When you purchase, you're going to immediately get your receipt. Plus, you're also going to get access today to the Connect My Lead CRM. So we're going to generate your usernames and your passwords and send all that out to you. You're also getting access to the membership site where there's a membership portal waiting for you with the training on how to hire your concierge. And in that training, when you get access to it, all of the links to sign up for the live Zoom calls are all in there. So you can get yourself registered for the call this Thursday, where we're going through the first of the 5 steps in the roadmap. And then you'll also get access to all of the other daily calls, the marketing call and the executive training call for your concierge. So welcome to the program. I'm thrilled to have you, and really looking forward to walking through this process with you. Now, back to Troy's fantastic question. He says, are the concierge team members USA-based or outsourced to places like India, Philippines, etc., where they have strong accents and it's hard to understand? So Troy, I know that I have invested over $200,000 trying to outsource to not North American-based people. And we hired consultants. We hired companies that were known within the industry to be like the best at doing that. We had personal friends of mine that I brought in from masterminds that had successfully done that for other companies. And it was always horrible, horrible. And you can never, there's just something irreplaceable about somebody just knowing the local culture and knowing what's going on. So we recommend North American-based people. Now, a lot of people will want to hire within the same state. That's totally okay. And that's totally attainable to do. Like, that's not a problem at all. But as long as you're North America-based, that's great. We do not recommend outsourcing to the Philippines or to any other type of like go save money, because for the $4 an hour that you're going to save or whatever it is, it's not worth it. It's like these calls, it's not like we're hammering call center people or we're like an airline where it's like we're going to put people on hold for 45 minutes and then they're going to be mad when they get there anyway. And it doesn't really matter who picks up the phone because that's just, and that whole thing gets me all, I digress. That's not the experience that we want for our past customers. That's not the experience that we want for our realtors. Like, do you really want to get to a realtor Zoom meeting, or if you decide like coffee appointment or it's a whale, you're going to take them out for dinner, that sort of thing, and you get to the table and it's be like, so you had a Filipino call me. You know what I mean? Like, and not that I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. And there are people out there that I know that have made that work and done really well with it. I haven't. So I can't teach you and train you that, but I can tell you I have invested hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to solve that problem, and I was unsuccessful. So I'm going to show you the way that we have been able to scale and that we are being very successful. And that's hiring North American people, but still getting them at $12 to $14 an hour and making it so that your return on investment is just phenomenal. And hiring somebody locally, which I think there's a lot of benefits to that as well. So Troy, great question. Ryan says, what if we want to do all this, but want to use your concierge and not hire our own? So Ryan, fantastic. It's $500 a month and you get a concierge, and they make 200 calls a month for you. So, in that scenario, it can be any 200 calls. So we can make like 100 calls to your database and 50 calls to realtors and then 50 calls to new leads that you send in, whatever it is, but it's $500 a month for 200 phone calls. And if you're interested in that program, you can send an email to chris@connectionincorporated.com. But I can honestly tell you, Ryan, being in the executive program and just trying it for the first month and seeing what we have in store for you in the membership area about having your own person making 3,000 calls a month for you. I literally walked out of that yoga and meditation retreat with the clarity, like we make a significant amount of revenue on our concierge service. And this is me literally giving you the keys to everything that we've built, our intellectual property and everything, so that you can own the full asset yourself and not have to pay a third-party company. And there's the other whole asset of that is that when it's my concierge agents and you stop paying the $500 a month, everything just disappears, right? Like the scripting, the training, the people, the everything, they're my asset. They come over to my business. And that's not a bad thing. That's great. It's like you said, that might be the right scenario for you depending on what your business is right now. But when you stop this information program at $997 a month, you still have the concierge agent. You still have the scripting and the training and the software that's running in the background. And you still have, if you decide to keep the monthly subscription on the software, that is, but and that is only $197 a month. And again, if you buy the Executive Concierge package today for $997, it includes the $197 a month subscription for the software for no additional charge. It's actually bundled into the package for you. There's no additional charges from our company other than the $997 a month. So it's a fantastic deal. You get the asset. I highly recommend at least trying the executive first. But it's totally your call. We're happy to work with you either way. Drew says, is the concierge your employee or mine? Are there established performance metrics? Great question, Drew. So the concierge is your employee or subcontractor, depending, you've got to figure that out on your side of things. But they work for you. So you get the whole asset. So you can tell them, today I want you calling the database, tomorrow I want you calling realtors. They do what you say because you're the boss, but they are showing up as a training. We're giving them the scripts and the processes and, hey, I have this problem with the software. We're there to help and support them so that doesn't take away from your time. Are there established performance metrics? 100%. We hammer home performance metrics. We do that on the daily call. You get a daily scorecard and a weekly scorecard that your team member is going to send to you. Your executive concierge sends you their scorecard at the end of the day, and it lets you know how many calls they made, how many people that they spoke to, how many appointments that they actually booked, and then any feedback that came from the day. And then that daily scorecard, they also do a weekly scorecard, and they do a monthly scorecard. And what we've done is we're putting all that data together. So when you hire somebody, we're going to invite you to a Google spreadsheet that gives a tab just for you, and your performance metrics go in there. But it allows us to see out of all of the concierge agents what all of the different numbers are. And then we have an open sheet that averages everything out, so you can see the average of the performance of the team so that you can see whether you're above or below. And again, in the weekly calls, you can just straight up ask, hey, here's my performance metrics. Am I doing good? Am I not? And we'll let you know based on our years of experience as to whether or not you've got a good hire or not, and help you walk through that process. So yeah, performance metrics are a huge thing. So Shake says, how is that targeted list of agents generated? So that's a great question. There's lots of different resources where you can get that data. You can get it from a title company. There are companies out there where you can pay a monthly subscription to get access to that information. And then we also have an add-on program where you can invest, and we will go get that information for you. So there's lots of different ways to get that targeted list of agents and find out how much volume they're doing. So Samuel says, do you have a concierge team whose calls are more focused around the growth of a new agent or an alternative program I can look into? I'm very new to the industry, so I don't have a sufficient amount of pre-existing clients from referral sources to generate business from. I'd also be looking for something with a bit more of a mentoring aspect and one-on-one time rather than hiring and managing someone. Okay, so Samuel, great question. So your person, and this is great because I've been where you are and been just new getting into the mortgage industry. And like I said at the beginning of the call, I got put on the rate sheets and donut circuit. And 3 days a week, I had to go get in my car, go to the offices. And it was a humiliating experience because I had guys laughing at me. I had guys slam doors in my faces, guys and gals slamming doors in my faces. I had I'll tell you a quick story in the interest of time. So I was a nerd in high school. That's why I chose, marketing and computers as kind of like my thing. And I remember I got an appointment with a top agent. He was like one of the top 3 agents in the office. He said, come back on Friday, 9:30. I'll meet you here, no problem. So like I showed up fully dudded, ready to go, ready for my 9:30 appointment. I get into the office. I look over the front, they all have the front desks, and for whatever reason, they make them super high so you can't see the people that are behind it. And then you go and you look over, and there's like this girl that I had a crush on in high school. She's working on the other side. So I'm like, oh, hey, I'm here to meet with like big agent name number 3. And she just looks at me and she's like, dude, he doesn't come in on Friday. He's just messing with you. It's like, oh man. So that was like one of many horrible stories of what I got put through when I was first cutting my teeth in the industry. For you, an executive concierge making the networking calls to the people that you should be networking with is hands down probably the most productive activity that you can have in your business as a new agent, because the more people that you talk to, the more yeses you're going to get. And I'm not trying to say this in a bad way. I'm coming from a place of servitude and walking in your shoes, but you're going to have to talk to more people in order to get more yeses than somebody who's been in the business for 10 years that has their sales presentation dialed in and has a reputation and has value. So you've got to be able to crank up the appointment engine so that you're meeting with as many people as possible in the local marketplace. That's what this system is going to do for you. It's also phenomenal when you can get your executive calling out to your warm database. So there's another process that we have that we call the Dream 100. And that's you literally going through your phone and pulling out pretty much everybody that you could have a professional contact with, or people that you've got a contact with, add them to your Facebook, add them to your Instagram, start with daily content, and then make the executive concierge call them and just say, hey, Samuel came into the office this morning. I'm his executive assistant. He asked me to give you a call and just let you know that he's joined the mortgage industry and he'd really love to reconnect with you and just hear how things are going with you and see how you've been. Would you have time for 15 minutes just to meet with Samuel so that you guys can reconnect? And all it is just like letting that person know that you're in the mortgage industry and that you requested that person to reach out and clear some time so that you could get together and meet with them. Talk about a positioning tool. It's a phenomenal way to position yourself in your new business. So I would say that. Jolene says, happy to have taken the time for this today, Chris. Definitely interested. Jolene, that's fantastic. I'd love to see you inside the membership. Right on. Cindy says, what was that sequence text, email, ringless call? So that would be to the database. So when we do the database marketing campaign, we call them first. Okay. Then we send them a text message the next day. And keep in mind, the software that we use, it can tell whether or not you've connected with the person over the phone. So if they pick up the phone, they're not going to get the text message the next day. It automatically shuts off. But it starts with a phone call, then the text message goes out. If they don't respond to the text message or the call, an email goes out, And then if they don't respond to the email, there's a ringless voicemail that goes out on day 4. And those happen day 1, day 2, day 3, and day 4. So call, text, email, and then ringless voicemail. So hopefully that helps. So Cindy Small, what percentage of booked appointments actually had the agent show up for the appointed call? So Cindy, our show up rate right now is over 85%. So over 80%, 85% of those appointments are actually showing up and resulting in an appointment. Joseph says, wow, that's the perfect analogy of how I want my business to run. Awesome. Let's do it. Yes, that's what we want to do. And I've got the whole roadmap waiting for you. And we're just going to go step by step through each of the processes until they're all automated. And we spit you out the end of the program with all the systems set up with somebody actually managing them for you so that you don't have to do it. So hopefully that helps. Next question. And again, if you have any other questions or clarifications, go ahead, leave those into the chat. So another question about the website address. So the executiveinnercircle.com/offer. That is the executiveinnercircle.com/offer. Marcin, great to see you on the presentation, man. I hope that you are doing well. So Marcin's question is, how long does it take to get set up? So Marcin, you should have somebody hired within 14 days. By the time you run the job ad, vet the people, go through, like it's literally a step-by-step process. I show you what questions to ask. So people are you're gonna run the job ad, people are gonna respond back, you're gonna send them an email template that we give you in the membership so that you're not wasting time interviewing people that are duds. They respond back to the questions, and then you're like, okay, this person's good according to basically the outline that we give you as to like the check boxes that they need to check. Then you do an interview. All of the interview questions, I believe there's 26 interview questions that you ask these people, all written out in a document for you. You qualify them through the interview process. Then we have the comp structure already ready for you. So you don't have to figure out how much to pay them. You just give them the offer based on where they fit in the comp plan. And then our job contract, you actually get access to that so that you can modify it based on your own, but the contract to actually hire the person is in there, and you should have somebody up, ready to go, ready to start making phone calls and taking the training within 14 days. The client that I showed you there in the email had her first person hired in less than 7 days. So it's just a matter of like, you can literally plug into the training and you could have your job ad up this afternoon by going through the training. Martin says, and Martin, I would love to have you in the program. This would be a great fit for your business. So the executiveinnercircle.com/offer there for you. What is the average cost in order to hire the actual concierge? So Martin, it's between $12 to $14 an hour. And then we pay a bonus based on how much experience they have and how much training you're going to have to give them. So you shouldn't be hiring anybody that has less than 6 months of experience in the very specific job category that we give you inside the training. And then it's between $12 to $14 an hour. Some people are opting to hire people part-time, and some people are going full bore and just hiring full-time. We've got some people that are hiring multiple people. So there's kind of like all over the board. But you're upfront risk on this person is $12 to $14 an hour. And again, you're going to know within the first 2 weeks whether or not you get the right person in the right seat. So it's not a huge upfront risk in order to bring that person in the business. And again, within 30 days, you're going to know whether that person is making you money or not and booking you appointments. Like it happens fast. And every month after that, that person isn't a cost to the business. They are an asset that produces revenue and income because they're the ones that are generating the applications. They're the ones that are generating the appointments that are bringing the new deals in. So it's quite literally, you can see who did this concierge book this month? How many deals did we fund? Are we profitable? It's very simple to keep track of that on a monthly basis and make sure that you're profitable. Gene says, I have a concierge. What does the training schedule look like? How long to get them up to speed? So Gene, that is phenomenal. That's perfect. So they would get up to speed immediately because you could have them on the training call tomorrow with the concierge, and we'll literally start scripting them and training them. It'll take a little bit to get them going with the CRM, or if you have a CRM that you've already got them plugged into, you just need to take the campaigns from our CRM, move them into yours, but we'll train them on the scripts, train them on the process, and we can have them on the training call tomorrow. So that's perfect. Gene, I would love to have you as a part of the program. The website to invest today is theexecutiveinnercircle.com/offer, and that would be a fantastic addition. Another great question here. Hey, Chris, I'm currently a Connect My Leads client. Will that billing stop when I sign up for the executive? Yes, it will. You will keep your existing program, and then your Connect My Leads subscription just stops, and then you're part of the executive, and it's just the $9.97 a month for the executive. Okay, perfect. Have you had trouble uploading databases due to limitations from employers, i.e. they won't let you upload to Facebook, Instagram, Google, etc.? Yeah, Gene, so every compliance department is going to be different with that. We have gone through a ton of compliance, and most organizations have no problem with it at all because it is technically in the terms of, like, they use hashing. So the actual contact information from the person isn't actually transferred to Facebook and Instagram. They hide the data through this hashing process, but then they can still identify who they are through the hash on the other side of the transaction, but they don't actually get their contact information. So most compliance departments, once we send the proper documentation over that outlines what that process is, they don't have a problem with it. But there is a process of having to educate the compliance department on what it is, but we go through that all of the time. And even if that is a problem, phone calls are going to trump the $5 a day Facebook ads hands down all day long. It's the people on the phone that make the difference. Troy says, do you have a website giving a breakdown of everything you covered on this call to review again? We do. So if you head over to the executiveinnercircle.com/offer, that doesn't have the breakdown on it, but we will be sending out an email tomorrow that outlines, like, hey, go watch the recording of this call. And on that page, it will have a full outline of everything that's included on it. But again, remember, you're fully protected by the 60-day results guarantee. So you can invest today, be comfortable with your investment in the program. And if it's not everything that you thought it was, again, we're happy to work through that process with you. Cindy says, can your CRM information be uploaded into Salesforce? So Cindy, we are giving you the license for our campaigns. So yes, you can take them from Connect My Leads, install them into Salesforce. You have our full permission in order to do so. And even if you're having trouble doing it, we work with Salesforce a fair bit with a number of our other clients on the other side of the agency. So you can show up on the marketing call and say, hey, I want to take the Database Activator and I want to move it into my Salesforce account, and our team will actually help you go through that process and support you with that and help you move those campaigns over on that marketing call. I mean, just that in itself, to have those campaigns inside your Salesforce CRM is hands down worth the $9.97 a month. You couldn't even pay a Salesforce integration team to do that for you for $997 a month. So there's some incredible value for you there. Hey, Chris, silly question. I just entered my credit card information, but I received an error. I used Discover. Is that an issue? Yes. So the Discover card is an issue. Is it possible to use PayPal? Unfortunately not. We don't do business with PayPal. We do Visa or we do MasterCard. And then there's also, if it has to happen, we can make Amex happen, but then that's something that has to be manual. So it has to be Visa or MasterCard on the form in order to get the discount today. We do have to charge an additional fee if we use Amex, just because Amex fees. Gene says, outstanding stuff. I'm in. Talk soon, Gene. Looking forward to having you as part of the program. I'm stoked to be working with you. So I believe that is the end of all of the questions. We got the how long does it take to get set up question answered. That's all good. Yes, we will be sending out a recording, but the first live call happens this Thursday, right? So you want to get in, you want to make your investments so that you can be on the live call on Thursday, because that is the first of the calls where we're going through the 5-step executive roadmap. And I can't wait to have everybody on that training as well. So to everybody who has invested today, congratulations, welcome. For those of you that are still thinking about it, go ahead, take that time and then invest later today. The link that you need is the executiveinnercircle.com/offer. I hope that you enjoyed this training today. I hope that it's opened your mind to the business that you can have in the future, because there are a tremendous amount of people in the mortgage industry that have taken the work on your business to heart. And this is the first step in walking down that roadmap. So I hope that you've seen the areas of your mortgage business that are the most profitable and how you can step away from those processes, have other people do them, and generate the same, if not even better result than you could get if you were doing it on your own. And my intention here today was to give you that roadmap for a more successful business so that you can live a more successful life in the mortgage industry. You can have more profit with less effort. And if that means, well, if you have any other questions and there's anything I can help you with, please don't hesitate to reach out, because that's our mission and we really want to help you get there. So with that, we are going to shut down. Oh, and sorry, just one other question. Is this recorded? I'd like to show a few people on my team. Yes, this is recorded. We will send out the recording. And if I could ask each of you that are here on the presentation, if you have a branch manager or you have an executive within your organization that you think would see benefit from this program, please share it with them. Let me know by CCing me on the email or just sending me a private message and letting me know that you shared it. We'll note that in our CRM and we'll make sure that we've got a nice thank you for you for sharing this information along. We always take care of people that send us referrals. So thank you so much for helping get this information in the right hands. And I hope you are having a fantastic day.